Thanks for joining us for this edition of Toro Talk. I'm Joel Norman, and we're joined by our first goaltender guest of the season. It's Owen Carlson joining us. Owen, how you doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
Pretty good. Owen, you've been really busy this week, to say the very least. You had top prospects earlier this week. First off, congratulations on getting selected to play over there. But second, what was that like going over to Pittsburgh and playing in some of those games?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was great exposure. It was really high tempo. Team in front was good. I'm really happy. A few guys from our team got the opportunity to go. It was a blast.
We were talking about this a moment ago before we started the Toro Talk. You were the only goaltender in the NA3 at Top Prospects who played every minute of every game for his team. Every other team kind of split up. They had multiple goaltenders. Obviously, unique situations. You guys were only left with one. What was that like? Did you kind of like that you got to just stay out there a lot longer?
Yeah, it was kind of a blessing in disguise. Unfortunately, a few guys couldn't make the trek, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was really happy I got to play all those minutes and get more exposure from more coaches. Yeah, it was a ton of fun.
Had to be nice getting a couple of wins as well. What was that like playing with some guys who you aren't used to playing with? Of course, you had your other teammates, 3 other Toros with you on the team, but what was that like playing with some other guys who you've seen this year?
Yeah, we had a few really good players from some other teams. It was good to bond with them, and we strut around with a few guys from Alexandria who are super nice guys. So yeah, those guys are great players and definitely worthy of being at that tournament.
Really exciting to see that. That was going on earlier this week over at the Pittsburgh Penguins practice facility. And you mentioned to me a moment ago you had to wear this Flyers sweatshirt there, of course. But a great opportunity for a lot of players overall. Switching back to how you've been in net with the Toro specifically this year, Owen, you've been on a bit of a roll the last month and a half. All 3 of your shutouts have come in that span. What's been the key to stopping so many pucks, especially as of late? Is it the team changing things up defensively at all, or is it just coming together defensively, do you think?
Yeah, I think a bit of both. I think we're starting to play really good defensive hockey. The D are doing their job in front of me. They're letting me see pucks. It's been a lot easier as of late. Bringing in some new guys too to help us out in the defensive zone, so that's been huge.
It's been one of those things we talked about earlier this year after one of your really strong outings. You said you've never really played in front of a team who's had this much offensive firepower. How important do you think that is for you guys to be shifting from being able to score plenty but also being even better defensively as the playoffs near?
Yeah, definitely as the playoffs near, we gotta be strong both offensively and defensively. It's huge. The best defensive teams usually win the Fraser Cup, and that's what we're striving for. And yeah, we gotta keep going defensively.
One of the most impressive things I look at from your totals this season is that you have not had back-to-back starts in net where you've had losses in both games. What's the key for you bouncing back after a loss?
Yeah, you gotta forget about it. It's over. You gotta keep going. Just turn your brain off for a second and forget about it for sure.
What's your game day routine like? You're the first goaltender we've had on Toro Talk. We like to ask guys a lot of that kind of stuff. What's something you do on a game day to get ready? Because goaltenders can be a little bit different than normal skaters, can't they?
Yeah, my routine it's pretty normal. Usually wake up, get a good skate, and get a little sweat going. I actually drink like 2 gallons of water to stay hydrated before games, but usually just eat. I don't go on my phone too much and come to the rink, stretch, juggle, get ready.
I've noticed on a lot of game days as I'll kind of be going around the arena, I'll find you at different spots. You seem to make your way around the arena kind of just focusing on game days as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'll find a spot in the arena somewhere and I'll watch a practice beforehand, and then I'll usually just sit down and I'll just breathe for like 5 minutes just to get my focus going. It's a little routine I've had this year, and it seems to help, yeah.
You have your jug of water here. It's out of camera right now, so you weren't kidding about how much you drink. Are you having a little bit more on a week like this where you've played several times already?
Yeah, it's super important. Obviously I'm a little tired right now. I've had a couple games as of lately, so staying hydrated and keeping your body rested is huge.
You guys take on the Minnesota Loons this weekend, a team who you've obviously had a lot of success against this season, to say the least. What's the key to coming into this matchup for you as a goaltender, knowing that you guys are probably going to find the back of the net sometimes, but it being a unique situation with you being busy this week as well. What's your mindset going into the weekend?
Yeah, you got to treat every game the same. Obviously, I know I don't know if I'm going to see a ton of pucks this week. It's no disrespect to them, but yeah, you got to go in the same every day, and you got to be ready for your shot. Every shot is so critical coming up in the playoffs. So yeah, you gotta keep your mind in it for sure.
How tough is that as the netminder to stay ready when there's going to be those stretches where you might not see a lot of shots and then all of a sudden might be a breakaway or a couple of shots in a row in a good sequence? How tough is it to stay mentally in the game in games like that?
Yeah, sometimes it can be really tricky. That's like I said, it's huge. You have to be ready for anything, and you got to do little things to keep your mind focused and make sure you're ready for that shot.
Well, Owen, we're looking forward to seeing what you can do this weekend against Minnesota. Thanks for joining us.
Awesome, thank you.
That was Owen Carlson, Toro's netminder, joining us, and this has been Toro Talk.